Hi guys. So going on my little walk with the dogs. So I have on the 5th, last Thursday, I had just come off of a Zoom call with the Project Circle with Joy and Susan B. And my confidence level in using the consciousness balls had really increased. And I had gone from what I would call, who's the little guy that, asks for more porridge. Can I have more porridge, please? I had gone from that guy to the drill sergeant who says, can you hear me? Cuss, in my confidence level. So after I got off the call, I went ahead and got about a half a quart jar of water and just set it on the table. And I was sitting in a nice comfortable chair, and I thought, well, I'm just gonna do like what I have been doing. I'm making consciousness balls in my hands and just lobbing, not throwing, but just lobbing replenish energy into the jar. And I was expecting the water level to go up. And I wasn't playing around. I had just got off that call, and I really did have, and I really still do have, in a kinder way, the drill instructor attitude about, did you hear me? Did you hear me? I just said what I would like to have done. Did you hear me? And so as I was putting the consciousness balls over into the jar, I didn't notice the water level increase at all. But thank goodness I was paying attention, because whenever I got up and I got closer, I was about maybe 8 feet away. And whenever I got closer to the jar, I was like, wait a second, that thing looks weird. There's an oddness. There was an oddness to the top line of the water. So I'm going to pause. I'll pause the video here. I'll stick in that picture so you can see the picture. So that's what I had. And it was either the next day or later on that evening, I tried to replicate that. And I couldn't. I could not replicate it. And, in science, it's like, well, if you can't replicate it, then, how do you? So I didn't know what was the deal. And I thought, well, maybe it was something in the water. Maybe it was, and thinking of all things in the natural, what it could have been. I finally, one moment. Dally and Daphne and Ivy, Mama Ivy. Hi, Mama Ivy. Hi, honey. And there's Andy. Okay, so I couldn't replicate it. And I didn't really do anything with it until this morning. Today's the 9th. So I pulled some cards on it, and it was interesting what I found. So this says it's regarding the water jar last week. My confidence in God had gone from, may I please have more porridge, to, do you hear me, maggot drill instructor. So the question I asked the cards, did I create the dark line in that jar? And I got a soft yes as an answer. So I just went on to another question. Next question was the jar filled with water, but my mind perceived it as a dark line? Answer, In the past, I had the Four of Swords, which to me is strengthen your spiritual strength. That was in the past. The question itself was the Devil card and the Sun card. I don't consider any of these cards to be bad or scary in any way, in case people are not aware of that. Especially if it's highlighted by the Sun, which is the brightest card in the deck. The Devil card has to do with belief systems, and maybe there's a belief system that's still in the way. The present card was the Knight of Pentacles, which is a nice, slow, steady moving battler in the physical. The outcome was a Five of Pentacles, which is lack. Something was lacking. And I am thinking that the cards were saying that there was something in my belief system that was not allowing the manifestation to occur. But the advice was the Queen of Pentacles, who's a really good manifester. And she was, it was the Seven of Cups, which was the other advice card. The Seven of Cups, which is, to me, I'm starting to read the Seven of Cups in a question like this as quantum choices. So that's what I got with that question. And then the next question was, does the darkened line signify multiple creations of the filled jar? And I have pictures for this also. The answer was yes, and it was the Ace of Cups in the present. The past was the Magician, which means that I have everything at my disposal to use to accomplish this task. The question card was the Hanging Man, and he holds a pose. And it was the next question card was the Moon card, which is pay attention to my dreams and my intuition and get out of my comfort zone. The outcome of this was the Queen of Wands, who is truth and integrity. So the advice was Ten of Wands, find the strength to finish. And it's an opportunity to form a partnership for creating something special. And so the next question I got was, well, back up. I keep getting in the cards that it's a Two of Cups. It's an opportunity to form a partnership for creating something special. And I honestly just think it's me really connecting more completely or more in a trusting way with my higher self. I think that's what that is. The next question, does the bookcase scene where he's pushing the books out in the movie Interstellar, does that have to do with my perception of the line I saw? The movie Interstellar, that bookcase scene where he's pushing the books out in the movie Interstellar, does that have to do with my perception of the line that I saw on the water? The answer was yes. So the question card was Judgment, which that's my card. That's my personal card. So I see Judgment, and it's says talking to me directly. And it was, the next card was Eight of Pentacles, which is working. So the question basically is saying Susan is working on it. In the past, the belief system has been shattered or is being shattered. And the present is the Sun. The sun is the brightest card in the deck. The results is the Eight of Wands, which is fast-moving energy. The advice is the Moon, which is to, in this case, it was to pay attention to my intuition and dreams. And the Ace of Pentacles, which it's magnificent opportunity. So I recently had a dream. And it's very interesting. I think it's pertinent to this. I was driving my old truck, which I don't have now, but it was a four-wheel drive pickup. And I was going on a track. And a track is just where there's two lines in the road for your tires. It's not really a road, it's a track. So there's two tracks, and you're one for each side of the tires. I was going up a steep hill. Steep. Where it's like, you know. And, one moment. One moment, please. So my truck was going up a super steep hill, and I did not have my foot on the gas. But the truck continued to climb, and it sounded like it was gonna stall, but it never stalled. It just kept on going up the hill. I did not have my foot on the gas at all. All I was doing was sitting there holding the steering wheel straight. There was a passenger on the other side, and I noticed that on their track, on the passenger side track, as we were going up the hill, there was, it just looked like maybe a root or a piece of wood or something that was in the track that was maybe 6 to 8 inches high. It was an obstruction on that side, but we crossed over that uneventfully. We made it up to the top of the hill and over the apex with zero issue. Zero. The only thing was I was holding the steering wheel straight as the truck climbed the hill. I was sitting in the chair. I didn't even have my foot on the gas. The truck was going up the hill. I was holding the steering wheel straight. I was apprehensive because of the angle that we were going at, but we made it, and it was not a problem. So I get a good interpretation from that. So that's it, I think, for this update. Yeah, so I ran this by a friend, what their interpretation was of the line, and it asking their guides, their higher self, and they said something that was very, very similar to what I was getting in the past reading whenever I had the Devil and the Sun card. Because there's still a limiting belief that I have that for whatever reason, and whatever the limiting belief is, I don't know what it is. So there's a limiting belief that's keeping me from being able to manifest the water. But my higher self was super gracious, and whoever's helping with this activation, they were super gracious enough to know that Susan, the drill sergeant, Susan, that day, I was not playing. I was serious. And they were gracious enough that the manifestation that occurred was enough. Thank goodness I was paying attention. So it did get my attention, and I was able to ask the questions. And so whatever the belief system is that's causing it to not yet come through, not a problem. Not a problem. It's going to be taken care of. It's going to be dealt with. So I think that is it for now. Yep. That's it. Till next time. Love you guys. See ya.